Why we don't let just anyone hold a baby or us. Energetic transfer through touch and the importance of intentional contact. Touch is transfer. Always. It's not just warmth or affection. It's a direct line of energy between two nervous systems. And when a soul has just arrived, that nervous system is wide open. To be held is to be encoded. Which means who holds the baby matters, more than we've been told. In sacred cultures, only a select few were allowed to touch the newborn. It wasn't about germs. It was about fields. The mother, the father, the midwife, a healer, a grandparent, each chosen for their energy, their grounding, their intention. Because when a baby is passed from person to person, like a social object, they don't just absorb fingerprints, they absorb frequencies. This is not just about infants, it's about you. Every time someone touches your body, especially your head, your back, your hands, they are speaking to your field. And if you're unguarded, that contact can drain, imprint, or confuse your system. Babies feel it instantly. Adults just learn to ignore it. We must remember, touch is sacred. Hold your children with intention. Don't pass them to those you don't trust energetically. And for yourself? Start noticing how you feel after physical contact. Reclaim your field, because you are not public property, and neither is your child. Bonus video: you don't need to be a parent to protect a portal. Why witnesses, frequency holders, and lineage restorers matter. There is a myth that only parents can protect children. Only parents can hold sacred space. Only parents can speak up. That's false. Spiritually, anyone aligned, aware, and present can serve as a guardian of the portal. Some of the most powerful soul protectors in history were not mothers or fathers. They were midwives, aunties, elders, spiritual guides, and wise witnesses. They held space for arrivals. They kept vigil over transitions. They knew how to see the soul beneath the skin. Today, many people feel helpless watching the system hijack birth, name, identity, and soul sovereignty. But you don't have to give birth to be a protector. You can speak blessings over children you meet. Interrupt interference in medical or school settings. Hold silence and sacred witness in moments of grief, birth, or initiation. Restore rituals that were forgotten, because every soul needs a village, not just to raise them, but to guard them at the gates. And that includes you. Bonus video: rituals that weren't yours and how to reverse them, how to undo unconscious contracts from birth, naming, and registration. You didn't choose the rituals you were born into. The certificate, the heel prick, the hospital lights, the registration forms, the early exposure. These weren't sacred ceremonies. They were state protocols. But just because you didn't choose them doesn't mean you have to keep them. Every ritual creates an imprint. And when the ritual is done without reverence, without consent, without alignment, it becomes an unconscious contract. That contract shapes your relationship to your body, your soul, your sovereignty. And most people never know it happened. But the contract can be broken. You can. Speak revocation over the name assigned without spiritual clarity. Reclaim your light from photos taken before you were sealed. Bless your feet, your navel, your blood. Call back your essence from every ritual done without your knowing. Say aloud, what was done without my voice, I undo with my will. What was sealed in confusion, I now clear in truth. I belong to my Creator. My soul is mine. My field is whole. Because rituals are not just history, they are active codes, and you have the right to rewrite them. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Soul Series, where we go beyond the surface of self-help, beyond the noise of the mind, and straight to the intelligence of the soul. This is not a motivational series. This is a remembrance. A return to the part of you that never forgot why you came here, even when the world tried to make you forget. If you've been searching for your purpose, your clarity, your power, not just on paper, but on a soul level, this is the series that delivers it. We're not playing small here. This is spiritual science meets divine design, a roadmap for awakening, alignment, and mission. Here's what's inside. Soul Game. Discover your purpose by design. Life is not random. It's a map, and your soul came in with a blueprint. In this module, we dive deep into the soul's architecture, why you're here, what you're built for, and how to stop surviving and start living by design. This isn't a guessing game. It's your coded mission. Soul surgery, the work of iconic soul surgeons. You've heard of heart surgery, but soul surgery? That's legacy work. This session explores the sacred role of soul surgeons, those who guide others through identity death and spiritual rebirth. We break down how true soul-level transformation happens and why it's the most powerful healing work on earth. Soul portals, life, death, and iconic transitional moments. Every soul enters and exits through a portal, but most people miss it. This module teaches you how to recognize soul portals, births, deaths, awakenings, relationship ruptures, and treat them as sacred rituals, not random chaos. This is where real magic lives. In the thresholds, miracles are real. You've been trained to believe in logic, but the soul operates through synchronicity, serendipity, and sudden shifts. This lesson rewires your mind to expect the impossible, because when your soul is aligned, the universe responds. We break down real miracles, real patterns, and how to become a magnet for the miraculous. Right sight, perception, and reality. The world you see is not the only world there is. This powerful teaching dives into the mechanics of spiritual perception, how your lens creates your life. You'll learn how to reprogram your sight to align with truth, not trauma. Because when you see clearly, you create cleanly. In-tune soul, sensory intelligence, and inner feedback systems. Your soul is always speaking. The problem is, most people have been trained to ignore it. In this module, we decode the human feedback systems, the energetic chills, the gut pulls, the emotional radar that lets you know what's true. You'll learn how to tune in with surgical precision and follow your soul in real time. This isn't spiritual fluff. This is soul-level precision training for the modern mystic. Whether you're in a rebirth, a dark night, or finally ready to step into what you really came here to do, the Soul series will take you there. This is the map for the ones who were never meant to fit in, because they were meant to lead. If you've been waiting for your signal, this is it. The Soul series is open now. Your soul remembers. Now it's your time to remember too. Let's move.